coming up. James Child quits full-time refereeing. A Flanagan leaves the Bulls. And Murdock Masila staying in Oz. Mate, I hope I can do a better job than that cunt. Hello everybody and welcome back to Hell Dominance. Anthony's in body mode only again, but I am sure he'll contributing in some way. Please remember to like and subscribe as he has to give me my 4x. So we start off today with the news that James Child has announced he is standing down from the Rugby Football League's full-time match officials squad after well over a decade as one of the sport's leading officials. The 39-year-old became one of the select group to have officiated at 4 Rugby League World Cups with his involvement in this autumn's competition. His list of major match appearances as a referee also includes the 2017 Super League Grand Final at Old Trafford, and the 2022 Challenge Cup Final at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The majority of his major matches have been as a touch judge, an impressive list which includes 5 Challenge Cup Finals, 8 Super League Grand Finals, 7 World Club Challenges and 2 World Cup Finals, 2008 and 2013. He was also video referee in 2 Challenge Cup Finals, 1 Grand Final and a World Club Challenge. He racked up an impressive total of 333 Super League fixtures as a referee, not counting touch judge and video refereeing appointments. Signing off in lively style in the feisty playoff between Catalans Dragons and Leeds Rhinos in Perpignan earlier this year. Having joined the RFL's Grade 1 list in 2008 at the unusually young age of 24, and moved to the full-time squad 2 years later, Child played a significant role in the development of younger match officials, in 7 years as a match officials manager from 2011 to 17 coaching touch judges at Championship/League 1 level. He also won widespread admiration in early 2021 when he broke new ground for a rugby league referee by appearing on an LGBT sport podcast. Child, a chartered surveyor who is taking up a new role in that field, said, "I've been refereeing since I was 11, so this was a tough decision to make, but it's the right time for a variety of reasons. I have always combined my role as a match official with my profession as a chartered surveyor, and after 17 years with Leeds City Council I'm joining the world's largest commercial real estate services and investment company, CBRE, as an associate director in their development advisory team, based in the Leeds office, but working across the north of England. I'm not sure at this stage whether I'll be staying involved in rugby league in an active capacity, but I will remain a passionate supporter of the sport I have always loved, and will always bang the drum. I've had so many wonderful experiences and memories throughout my years in the sport. To be appointed for a major match is an honor and a responsibility. And to be in the middle for the Challenge Cup final this summer was a special moment, as the competition has so much history and I've been watching it all my life." Steve Ganson, the RFL's head of match officials, said, "James has been offered an exciting role outside the sport, and we wish him well. James has been a senior member of our group and I was delighted to appoint him to referee both the Challenge Cup final in 2022 and the Grand Final in 2017. He leaves with our thanks and best wishes. Who knows what the future holds, in rugby league terms for the long-serving ref, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was interest from him to come back. The sport would love to have him. Good luck in the new profession, James, and I will just say, bye for." Excuse me. Must be catching Anthony's cough. That was bye for now. On to the next story. In Huddersfield, Giants have announced the signing of George Flanagan from the Bradford Bulls for an undisclosed fee. And I mean the 18-year-old. The teenage fullback/half has impressed in 2022, breaking his way into the Bradford Bulls' first team at the age of just 17, scoring on his debut too, after a number of superb performances in the academy and reserves. The signing marks a huge statement for the Giants, as they beat off competition for one of the game's hottest talents to secure George to a 4-year contract for an undisclosed fee. Starting his career at Birkinshaw Blue Dogs, George quickly gained attention from Bradford and was signed to the scholarship system at Odsal. After slowly breaking through to the academy in 2021, Flanagan Jr. made 2022 his season. Starting in the academy, the talent on offer from the homegrown talent was clear for all to see with a hat-trick versus Wakefield Trinity at the Bellevue. Flanagan Jr. was then fast-tracked into the reserves and continued to impress the Bradford fans. With 2 tries, and an assist versus Hull Kingston Rovers reserves, and a try versus Salford Red Devils reserves. George was then selected for his first team debut versus London Broncos at Odsal Stadium, where he took to the stage with his father George Flanagan SR. Within the second half, he raced over for a debut try in a memorable moment in what is turning out to be a promising early career. The youngster then rounded off the season with a superb drop goal versus Wakefield Trinity in the Academy playoffs. As the game ventured into golden point, Flanagan Jr. stepped up and slotted over the 1 point with minutes remaining. George also possesses goal-kicking ability, which saw him kick over 50 points in 2022 for the reserves and academy combined. Flanagan Jr. will stay with Bradford during 2023, playing alongside his father George Flanagan, but will train with the Giants throughout the year as he transitions into a full-time environment. He will join the club on December 1, 2023 in preparation for 2024. Huddersfield Giants Managing Director Richard Thewlis commented, "This is a move with an eye on the longer term, and George will replace Will Price in next year's squad. We would like to thank everyone at Bradford for the manner in which this has been approached, and this arrangement suits both clubs and the player. George is very ambitious to go full-time at the earliest opportunity, and this deal allows that. While he will also play the entire 2023 season at the Bulls alongside his father to aid his development in first-team rugby league. We view his choice to join the Giants in a very positive light, as he had his pick of probably every Bedford Super League side, such as his growing reputation, and rather than wait, we felt it best to move now with permission of the Bulls and secure his future." Junior spoke about the move with real ambition. "I'm very excited to be joining the Giants. I can't wait to get started, and to sign for such a big club like Huddersfield. It's a massive move for me and my family." A big part of signing for the Giants was Ian Watson, and speaking to some of the lads who are at the Giants really made me want to choose this as my next club. The history of the Giants and the squad they are building for the future was also a big pull for me when signing here. The chance to work with Ian Watson is massive for me. He is one of the best in the coaches in the game, and for a young lad like me, I feel I can learn from him and he will make me a better player. I will learn plenty from players like Kevin Nakama, Tui Lolahi and Jake Connor. They are massive names in the game, and I hope I can learn from them when training, and hopefully playing with them." His current club, the Bradford Bulls, have paid tribute to George Jr. and the way he has conducted himself throughout the transfer process, highlighting the ambition of the teenager to fulfill his potential. Bradford CEO Jason Hurst said George made it clear that he believes that he needs to move into a full-time training environment with a Super League club if he is to fulfill his potential and ambitions, and we totally understand that desire. We have always maintained that for as long as we were not a full-time Super League club, we would never stand in the way of any player's development, should they get the genuine opportunity to play at a higher level. We have agreed with George that he remains fully committed to the Bulls throughout the 2023 season, but believe it is in everyone's best interests to quickly get the announcement out in the open to prevent any unnecessary speculation. I'd like to place on record the impressive and professional way that George has conducted himself in relation to his transfer, which is testament to him, his family and the morals and standards he's honed during his time at the Bradford Bulls. Meanwhile, Flanagan Jr. could not hide his admiration for those at the Bulls helping him get to where he is today, saying, "I'd like to thank the fans, Mark Dunning, Lee Beattie, Jason Hurst and everyone else that has helped me along the way. Additionally, I'd like to say a big thank you to my mum, dad, granddad, and nan, who have been instrumental to me throughout my career. It's been a tough decision to leave my hometown club, but it's an opportunity that I have to take with both hands to fulfill my dream of playing Super League." The younger Flanagan is rated highly and seems to have the potential of growing into a Super League player. Hopefully more opportunities will come in the first team for the Giants, when his contract starts for 2022. I mean 2024. No more beer. And finally, it was reported this week that former Super League big hitter Murdock Masila was being released from his contract with New Zealand Warriors, and his teammates have sent him on his way with their hacker to show their appreciation. Murdock Masila was subject to Super League attention, particularly from Catalan's Dragons, but it's believed that he will sign a 2-year deal with St.George Dragons and remain in the NRL. The Tongan international formerly played for Salford Red Devils and Warrington Wolves, but it's unlikely that either of those teams gave him such a send-off as the one he received from his Warriors teammates. The club posted on their Twitter profile the message. He was set to be off contract at the end of the season, but had his contract cut short a year as injuries have taken hold for the 31-year-old, who has only played 27 of a possible 48 matches for the Warriors since his move from Warrington. Despite this, he's more than impressed in the NRL, and it's heavily rumoured that he'll join St. George on a 2-year deal which cut short any Super League return. The Warriors CEO Cameron George had noted that the club wanted to keep Murdock Masila but couldn't offer a long-term deal, something the Dragons could. While we were keen for Ben to remain with us for the full term of his contract, we weren't in a position right now to offer a further contract beyond this, George said. At the same time, another club offered him a longer-term deal, giving him the security he was looking for. We've loved having Ben and Roxy, his wife, around our club, and we really appreciate the contribution they've made. They go with our best wishes. Both he and his wife Roxy recently competed in the World Cup, where he represented Tonga, being a force from the bench, and his wife featured for the Kiwi Ferns, who made it to the final of the women's tournament. But now it looks like the Dragons will indeed be his home for 2023 and beyond, just the ones in a different hemisphere. Strange times. Anyway, I think he feels there is business still to be handled in the NRL and really wants to add to those 211 games and 55 tries in rugby league in the top comp as soon as he can. Well, that is it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a joy to do, and thank you for having me, but please, be next time. Forex got me drunk and start thinking about Crocodile Dundee too. Nah mate, needs garlic. But anyway everybody, please like and subscribe, as the channel can be fun. Plus rugby league news brought to you in its simplest terms. Look at him, what else would you expect? I wonder who he will have on next? Seriously now, Anthony, thanks for having me, as this is my last stop before I fly back home. My family have been sending the money for the ransom, and I am glad they have made a deal.